Join me as I dig into the past and try to remember 10 things from the 70s that you probably forgot about. The 1970s were a transformative decade, filled with memorable moments that shaped the world as we know it today. From iconic music and fashion to groundbreaking technological advancements, the 70s were a time of great change. One of the biggest challenges in remembering historical events and cultural shifts from the 70s is the sheer amount of time that has passed. As the decades go by, memories can fade, and the significance of certain events can get lost in the noise of modern life. It's easy to get caught up in the present and forget about the moments that made us who we are today. The 70s were a time of great social and cultural upheaval, with movements like feminism, civil rights, and environmentalism taking center stage. With that said, let's dive into our list of 10 forgotten events from the 1970s. In 1970, the US invades Cambodia, leading to widespread protests across American college campuses. The following year, the world is introduced to the first microprocessor, revolutionizing the field of computer science. In 1972, the Munich Olympics are marred by tragedy as a group of terrorists takes several athletes hostage. The first cell phone call is made in 1973, and in 1974, the United States experiences its first nationwide strike. The first cell phone call is made in 1973, and in 1974, the United States experiences its first nationwide strike. In 1975, the Vietnam War comes to an end, and the world is introduced to the first Apple computer. The following year, the Concorde makes its maiden flight, promising to revolutionize air travel. In 1977, the first Star Wars film is released, captivating audiences worldwide. The year 1978 sees the first GPS satellite launched into space, and in 1979, the Iran hostage crisis begins, sparking a global diplomatic crisis. The year 1978 sees the first GPS satellite launched into space, and in 1979, the Iran hostage crisis begins, sparking a global diplomatic crisis. One of the most surprising events on this list is the fact that the first GPS satellite was launched in 1978. This seemingly small event paved the way for the modern GPS technology we use today, from navigation systems in our cars to location tracking on our smartphones. The significance of the GPS satellite launch is twofold. Not only did it mark a major milestone in the development of satellite technology, but it also demonstrated the power of innovation and collaboration. The success of the GPS project relied on the combined efforts of scientists, engineers, and government agencies working together towards a common goal. As we look back on these forgotten events from the 1970s, it's striking how many of them continue to impact our daily lives today. From the technology we use to the social movements we support, the 70s were a decade that truly shaped the world as we know it. Before we wrap up, let's take a quick look back at the 10 events we discussed today. From the US invasion of Cambodia to the launch of the first GPS satellite, each of these events offers a unique glimpse into the complexities and contradictions of the 1970s. Thanks for joining me on this trip down memory lane. If you have any forgotten 70s memories of your own, be sure to share them in the comments below. And if you're interested in learning more about the cultural shifts of the 80s, be sure to check out our next video.